Well, hey, what's going on, everybody? Back, back again with something a little different than MRE. This is kind of like MRE technology in a way, but figured to try something a little bit different to get to, to hold everybody off for a little bit. Um, what I have first is a little thing I decided to try out here. This is a some kind of little makeshift camp stove. I believe the one of the common terms for these is called Esbit stoves. This right here is just like an El Cheapo, but as you can see, it kind of folds open like this, and then it stands up like that. And this bag right here is your fuel tabs for this. This is kind of old school. That's what I kind of call it. It's like old school ration heating technology. Like before there was such thing as a FRH, or if you wasn't issued uh, any Esbit stoves or anything, you'd have to heat it up like on an engine block or something. Your food if you want it hot, but. These are like an Esbit stove kind of deal. You'll find a lot of these in European military rations. A lot of European countries still use these as their main source for heating up their mains. I think it's kind of good that our military has gotten away from these and uses FRHs now, because anytime you're out somewhere and you have an open flame, that's a possibility for your enemies to find your location when you have an open flame like this, just the visibility of it and everything. But some European countries, for whatever reason, they decide to still use these. These are kind of light, and they're kind of portable. As you can see, this is just a generic one. I got this at my local Wally World, Walmart, if you will. These can be folded differently. Like you can fold it down like this. If you have a smaller size cup you're trying to heat up, like maybe a little cup of water to boil water for coffee or whatever, and it'll still kind of set normal. Just by folding it like that, it'll still set there like that. They kind of want you to mainly use it in this configuration right here because it's a little more level and a little more sturdy. But yeah, that's just a little old. It's made out of like real thin metal. I don't imagine it lasting a whole long time. Probably going to last you about as long as it takes you to use up all these fuel blocks, which is there's 8 of them in this bag. So I would say by the time you burn those up in that, it's going to be pretty well shot and ready. You'll be ready for a new one. But I can't really light this thing in here because of they claim on the box that this gives off a rather interesting smell or whatever. I've never lit one before, so I don't know what to do, but I'll go ahead and these fuel blocks, these are wrapped in a separate plastic, I guess, to keep them sealed or whatever. I've heard a lot of YouTube reviewers, the other MRE reviewers, they say these kind of smell like fish. A lot of these smell like fish. And I'll smell these ones and see what these ones smell like. I like seafood pretty good, so I definitely know what fish smells like. Oh yeah, yeah. They definitely smell like fish. Um, that's that's very very unpleasant. I believe you definitely would want to use these outside. I might do a if I can get a hold of an old vintage MRE or a vintage ration that still uses cans as their mains and stuff. I might uh, try it out on this thing. But yeah, I'll go ahead and put these back in here. They smell like fish, and that's just kind of reeks. But the way this thing was packed in the box, they just had these fuel blocks just sitting in here like this, and then they had it closed up, kind of like that. And then they just had it in the box. But yeah, you can get this at Walmart. That's where I got this, and it was only like $3 or so. They're really inexpensive. If you're out in the woods by yourself, I'm sure that would be pretty handy. I mean, for civilian use, yeah. I mean, take you a couple cans of beans or whatever, and you can cook them on this thing. No problem. The next thing I have for you is rather interesting. I know there's probably not a lot of people that's ever seen one of these before, but I'll go ahead and pull it in here. This is a I like to call these kind of things astronaut MREs because it's pretty much the same thing. It's a little retort pouch, and in case you didn't know, all military, all astronaut food that they eat up there, most of it's like freeze dried stuff. So that's essentially what this is. As you can see on the pouch, this is a Neapolitan ice cream bar, and I've kind of always wanted to try space food, if you want to call it that, or astronaut food. But I got this also at Walmart. Surprisingly, Walmart carries this stuff. It's in the camping section, where you have all your mountain house mains and your camping gear and stuff like that. These are sitting right in that section where all the mountain house stuff is, and I just kind of thought this was a pretty neat little thing to pick up and try. I mean, again, it was very inexpensive. It was only like a couple dollars, but and I figured I'd bring it on here and share it with y'all and see how y'all think of this little neat idea. But they claim on the back that it is, in fact, like real ice cream. As you can probably see in the bold text, it says this is real ice cream. And apparently what they do is they just freeze dry ice cream sandwiches, and then they pack them in these little pouches. But I like to call it astronaut MREs or space MREs or whatever. This is kind of like military MRE's first cousin, if you will. It kind of branches the same type of technology over to the astronaut food, which is a really good idea, I think. I mean, why not make some MREs for the space campaigns? You might as well. So this is an astronaut ice cream bar. And it's kind of funny. You can see the little dude on the front there. He's got his ice cream bar in his hand. He's standing on the surface of the moon. And there's the Earth in the background. He's standing on the moon eating his ice cream bar. I mean, I guess there's not that many people that can say they've stood on the surface of the moon eating an ice cream bar. That'd be a pretty good conversation piece right there in itself. So I got 2 ice cream bars. I got one of the astronaut space ones, and then right beside of it was the Mountain House brand, which is just the vanilla one. It's just plain vanilla, and again, it's the same type of technology. It's freeze dried, obviously. So I thought I would do a little taste comparison between these two. and see if there's any differences, like see if one tastes better than the other, or if they're the exact same, or anything along that lines. I can't imagine there being a whole lot of difference in them. This one is made by OFD Foods, Albany, Oregon. And this one is made by American Outdoor Products Incorporated, Boulder, Colorado. So they are indeed two different companies that make these. They look like the packaging is just about the same. The only difference is obviously the graphic on the package. But it feels like both packages are made out of the exact same material, and they even have the same tear notches at the top. So, since they're two different companies, I think they both get a worth of your taste comparison. They might be different, they might be the same. I'm sure we'll find out. So I'm going to start off with the Astronaut one because, quite frankly, I think its package looks a lot cooler than the Mountain House brand. It just looks the same as all the other main pouches they have there. So, but I think this is really cool and it's really neat. And of course, anything space related or astronaut related is really fascinating. Them guys right there are some of the most well-trained individuals that you can run across, and they have a lot of encouragement and a lot of bravery to want to actually leave the Earth like that. Like, you just imagine, you go up there off the Earth, I mean, anything can happen when you're up there in space. And there's been a lot of people that's left the Earth and not made it back. They've died in space. So those guys right there are some of your top-notch people right there. So you can see we're cracking this thing open, and we're going to see what it is. Oh, and look at that. That is incredible. It literally looks like it's wrapped the same way that an ice cream bar is that you would get out of the store. Looks the exact same. It's just been freeze dried, and that is very interesting. Talk about a familiar piece from home right there. If you've been in space for a long time, you pull this thing out, you're going to instantly recognize it, and you're going to think of home right off the bat. Oh, it's a little bit crumbly. And it did say on the package that it's a possibility that it would be in pieces, because where it's freeze dried, it's quite brittle. Wow, that's really fascinating. Look at that. That is an ice cream sandwich that is freeze dried. How fascinating is that? And it does look like it's real ice cream. It's just, it's in a different chemical state. Or physical state, if you will. That's fascinating. Let's go ahead and give it a bite and see if it tastes just like a real ice cream bar. So that was the strawberry side of that I tried. Quite honestly, I don't know how to judge that, because I've absolutely never had a freeze-dried ice cream bar before in my life. That's a completely new experience. It's very good. It tastes It tastes more like a cookie at first, and then once you get into the ice cream part, and it starts melting in your mouth, and then you taste the strawberry ice cream, and it's very fascinating of an experience. I highly encourage everybody to go out to Walmart and get one of these. But yeah, that's fascinating. It's very good. It's very brittle and very crumbly. It's really light. Like a frozen ice cream sandwich has a little bit of weight to it, and when they freeze dry it, it's like it loses all of its water content, so it like probably loses 3/4 of its weight when they do that. Very fascinating. I gotta say that's probably something that I would definitely buy again. See, there's some of the vanilla right there and the chocolate. I kind of want to try and taste all sections of it to see if the vanilla tastes like vanilla and the chocolate tastes like chocolate and all that stuff. But yeah, we'll go ahead and try the vanilla part next and see what it tastes like. Well, I'm sad to kind of say that I don't really taste the vanilla ice cream. It, you, but the taste of the cookie wafer, the chocolate cookie wafer, actually overpowers the taste of the vanilla ice cream to the point that you don't even taste the vanilla ice cream at all. At least I didn't, anyways. Now, somebody else might try it and say, "Yeah, I taste the vanilla." Let me give it another try and see maybe I can taste it. Okay, that time I did taste a little bit of vanilla. But again, the chocolate cookie wafer just overpowers the vanilla flavor. Like probably 2 times over. Like you have to really focus on tasting that vanilla to taste it. If you just pop it in your mouth and eat it, you'll probably miss it. And next we'll try the chocolate part. Now this might not taste like anything because the chocolate wafer cookie outside, you have the chocolate ice cream. It might not taste any different, so you'll probably completely miss the chocolate ice cream flavor. We'll give it a try and see what it tastes like. Oh wow. Now that's definitely not what I expected. You actually do taste the chocolate ice cream in that. The chocolate flavor of the cookie and the chocolate ice cream are 2 different flavors of chocolate. Like, I want to say the ice cream part is more artificial and the wafer part is more natural. So you can kind of taste the difference. I did pick up the chocolate ice cream surprisingly, and I was shocked. I didn't think I would try that or pick that up. That's awesome. So that was the Astronaut ice cream bar. Now let's try the Mountain House one and see what it's doing. And again, this one here is packed the same way. It's kind of wrapped up like the same way that they normally are in the freezer. But this right here should be just one bite because it's just plain vanilla. So, and this one's broken up too, just like the first one was a little bit. But That's all right. I can totally understand it. I mean, freeze dry technology. It's not gonna be the most durable thing in the world. That's for sure. So here's kind of like a cross section. I don't know if it'll focus or not. This is kind of like a cross section of it, and you can kind of see that the ice cream, when it's freeze dried, takes on a very different texture than when it's, still in its normal state. Let's go ahead and give it a try and see what it's doing. Okay. So the Mountain House ice cream sandwich has I feel like a better vanilla, stronger vanilla flavor. I actually can taste the vanilla right off the bat, even after eating the chocolate part of that other one. This is just my palate. I mean, somebody else's palate might tell them different, but that's what my palate's telling me. Um, I think because the astronaut one is a Neapolitan, you're not going to get very much vanilla flavor anyways with it. So I think the astronaut one, having the strawberry and the chocolate, is going to be a little bit better. It's going to be more unique, and it's going to be, you're going to get three different bursts of flavor versus just the vanilla on the Mountain House. But Mountain House has a more prevalent vanilla flavor to it than the Astronaut brand. And I just kind of blame that more on just the fact that it's Neapolitan. Even if you eat if you eat Neapolitan ice cream normally, when it's frozen, you don't really taste much vanilla anyways. I mean, you taste strawberry and chocolate. That's basically the same thing with this. So that's more normal. So if you want a more vanilla flavored, get the Mountain House. If you like the Neapolitan experience, get the Astronaut brand. Astronaut brand may have a straight vanilla ice cream sandwich too. The Walmart that I was at, they had just the Neapolitan, so I didn't have much of an option. But anyway, those are two very unique and very interesting items. Again, these are very inexpensive, and quite frankly, they're really good. Both of them are really good. I think both of them are equally as good. You can't go wrong buying one or the other. It just mainly comes down to how you really like ice cream. Do you really like Neapolitan ice cream better, or do you like vanilla ice cream better? So, I think that's going to be about it on this one. This was just to kind of hold you over until I get some good stuff coming in. Not to say that this wasn't good or anything, but my more normalized products is basically military MREs. So, but I just picked these up tonight at Walmart. I just thought it'd be cool to share these with y'all and get your all's ideas on them. But yeah, these are fantastic. I mean, these would be great to pack. If you're going to go out, you don't have to worry about stuff like this melting. And it's a nice little snack or a treat if you're out in the middle of the woods or camping or something. But yeah, these are really nice. I think they're way worth the couple dollars that they cost. I mean, just the experience alone is worth that. I mean, you can't say every day you've eat astronaut food or space food. I mean, that experience alone is worth a couple dollars. So, but anyway, I think that's going to be it on this one. It's a little bit shorter video than my normal videos. I know I don't really have any editing software or anything, so as of right now, all my videos are pretty much going to be like real time. So that's why they're so long. But hopefully I can get some vintage can MREs, or maybe a foreign MRE that uses cans, and we can try this thing out outside. I would do it in here, but they say the fumes on these are pretty downright awful, and they're best to be done outside. And I think I'm going to actually follow that. So, alrighty, well, that's going to be it. We'll see you on the next one. I keep forgetting to tell my address, so that if you have any military related MREs or rations or anything that you want to send in for me to review, my address is 4745 Not Union Road. That's MTUNION Road, Pliny, West Virginia 25082. The Pliny is spelled Pliny. I know nobody's ever heard of that before, but it's one of them places that's so small that if you're driving down the road and you're getting ready to pass through it, and you blink, and you'll be out of it by the time you get done blinking. That's how fast and how small it is. But yeah, if you want to send anything, send it there. MREs, military related, anything military related. MREs, rations, old and new, foreign rations, if you got them, or if you want to ask anything about anything like that, you can always comment below. I know a little bit about the military ration stuff. I mean, there's obviously guys that's been doing this way longer than I have, and they know a lot more. But I can try and answer whatever you feel like would be a good question. I'll answer to the best of my knowledge, and if I can't come up with the answer, I'll Google it up and come up with an answer. I mean, we all have that access to Google nowadays. It's pretty convenient. So, but yeah, that's my address. And then you can comment any questions that you think I can answer or anything. Trying to think if there's anything else I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course comment. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more military ration reviews or military gadget reviews. Weird oddities like this space food stuff that you don't see every day. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. There'll be plenty more of that coming. Alrighty, we'll talk at you on the next one. Later.